What's going on, guys? Boy Joe 672 coming to you guys a video right now. So I want to go over this depth chart that the reporters for the Eagles of training camp, the Eagles have kind of given us a depth chart of what the preseason is going to look like for the first game, Thursday, 7 o'clock against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Going to go over this depth chart that they have here. There's some no names on here, some little insight thinking on here. So I'm going to use this tablet right now, kind of go through some of the names and kind of, do some switcheroonies around and see where this depth chart's really going to end up. I know it's very early, so in a few weeks I'll have my final prediction of the 53-man roster, and we will see what happens at that time. So let's get it started. Now you have the quarterbacks. Obviously, Carson Wentz is the starter. Obviously, Nick Foles is the backup. Obviously, Nate Sudfeld is the third string. And Joe Callahan to be a guy that came from Green Bay practice squad, will most likely be a camp arm for the Eagles this year, or he's pretty much going to be fighting these next few weeks between these four preseason games for another spot on another team. So he's pretty much playing for himself, and that's what usually the camp arms usually do. They're usually playing for themselves. They really want to find a home somewhere where they're going to fit in, where there's an open spot, and who knows, between injuries and everything else coming in to play a part on other guys getting waived from practice squad to be joined on a roster of another team. So we're going to see a lot of Nate Sudfeld and Joe Callahan, okay? Maybe a little bit of Nick Foles, little tiny bit, but mostly Nate Sudfeld, Joe Callahan. So the quarterback position is pretty obvious. So for the running back spot, you have Jay Ajayi, Darren Sproles, Corey Clement, Matt Jones, Wendell Smallwood, Donnell Pumphrey, and Josh Adams. Now, we all know Jay Ajayi is going to be the featured back, is going to be that starting back, that violent back, working for his money this year, got a new agent, going to be going out there to get his money next year. If the Eagles don't sign him, another team will. Now, he will be taking most of the load in the back end of, between all these other running backs that we do have. Now, Darren Sproles behind him makes a lot of sense. Not only the special teamer, but going to put him in the offense as well, which is good mismatches for other teams. But Doug cannot use him like we saw him use him way too much. That's why I'm glad, Darren Sproles' injury was probably a blessing in disguise, because now we got to see what Corey Clement could actually do. So hopefully they use Sproles very little. Guy's old. Don't want to use him too much, but he's very effective if you use him the right way, and Doug Pearson can do that. Corey Clement, undrafted. We all know what he's done. In preseason last year, Corey Clement always made the first guy miss and ran very hard, ran very well, scored a few touchdowns. But now he's part of the passing game. Now he's a big difference. He's a difference maker going into year 2. So Corey Clement has some high upside. See where he goes. But so far, this order of what's going on, I'm kind of reading this off the tablet. This way we get the order of what's going on, because I'm not going to remember the exact order of everything, because there's a lot of other guys I don't know. Okay, so Matt Jones, 4th running back. Matt Jones has been hurt. The Bruiser running back that used to be with the Redskins. Now, he's been hurt, so I don't know how. Maybe they have some upside on him. I don't know why, what's going on with him, but I guess we're kind of going to see how he looks in this offense, if he could be that Bruiser back. But unfortunately, between injuries and fumbles, it's been crazy. I think the last time he had 248 yards rushing with 7 fumbles. That's a lot of fumbles, guys, and that's not good. So we'll see in preseason how he does. I don't know if he's even playing Thursday. I think they rested him up the rest of the week, and they're just going to throw him on the field and see what he's got. So we'll see with that. Wendell Smallwood, there's going to be no room for Wendell Smallwood. Could really see him being in that practice squad. He's going to get a roster spot somewhere else. He can go on another team. I mean, he's ran pretty good for us. He's been hurt a lot, but he's not a bad running back, not the best. He's a 3rd down back, nothing special, but he'll get the job done for you. If you need a rotational back from another team, that's where you really get with him. So I guess I agree with this spot with him, but you'll see what I talk about with the next guy I'm going to talk about. Donnell Pumphrey. This guy has to show up, okay? He's had an all right camp, but he has to show up, okay? Because last year he fair catched every damn punt return. So we were trying to find the next Darren Sproles, or at least try to find the guy, a guy that came from San Diego State, had the all-purpose yard record, beat Marshall Faulk's all-purpose yard record at San Diego State. And, he's trying to find a home and trying to find a spot on this team. And he has to show during preseason, or else it's done with him. It's finished. I won't be surprised if they cut him. Now you got Josh Adams. Josh Adams hasn't had too many reps. He had a fractured foot in the beginning of minicamp. came back to training camp healthy, and has ran the ball pretty good. One cut running back, guy undrafted, a lot of guaranteed money going towards this guy. The Eagles have a lot of trust in him. Has run really hard, has knocked people out in practice and pushed people back. So he runs hard. I think he can get in front of Donnell Pumphrey. They got Josh Adams as the 7th running back. 7th running back. I think he can move up at least a spot in front of Pumphrey. If Pumphrey doesn't do anything, Josh Adams is taking the spot in front. That's what I think. I don't know. Or if Matt Jones doesn't play well, it's going to be by who plays better in preseason with the rest of these running backs. Between Matt Jones, Smallwood, Donnell Pumphrey, and Josh Adams, we could keep 4 running backs. But it's going to come to preseason when it comes to who's going to be making plays. That's what I got to say about the running back position right now. Wide receivers. So you want to start out with Alshon Jeffrey, Marcus Wheaton, Shelton Gibson, Anthony Mahugu, whatever his name is, okay? Now, Alshon Jeffrey's backup, Marcus Wheaton, I've already known that is, talk about Alshon Jeffrey, starter. He's on the PUP list right now, but he'll be fine. Marcus Wheaton has got separation during camp. I agree with this. I thought Marcus Wheaton was going to actually do a good job, and he did getting separation, using that big body of his, doing what he's got to do. And in camp, hopefully it shows more of what he can do. This is good. Behind Alshon Jeffrey, perfect spot for him. I can't agree more. Shelton Gibson has had a better camp, but not great. He's shown that he can, catch the ball. He can run vertical, of course, but route running has been okay. He's dropped a few balls. He's made some good catches, so he's had up and down training camp. So Shelton Gibson's going to have to try really hard to get a spot. And this Anthony Mahugu, he's going to be a practice squad guy. He ain't making the team. The next wide receiver spot, starting off with Mike Wallace, Mac Hollins, Kamar Aiken, Bryce Treggs. Bryce Treggs, I definitely agree he's going to be last and probably not going to make the team. Or practice squad, whatever. I mean, there's a lot of competition with the wide receiver spot this year, so I don't know about that. Let's see, behind Mike Wallace, the starter, Mac Hollins, going to make this team. We all know he's got a lot of, he's fierce. He can catch everything. Whenever chance he got last year when he was in the game, he always made a damn difference. And Mac Hollins is going to make this team. I have no doubt in my mind he's the 4th wide receiver in this. So I'm happy with that. Kamar Aiken has shown promise. He signed a 1-year deal with the Eagles this year. He was with the Colts last year. Then the rest of the few years before that, with Baltimore Ravens. 2015, he pretty much got 900, almost 1,000-yard season. But unfortunately, since 2015, he's been decreasing and not being durable at all. So he's shown the good things. He's caught a lot of balls from all these quarterbacks and done some things. So, Kamar Aiken's got an okay shot, but not the best shot. So he's on the brink of not getting the spot. So we'll see where that goes when it happens. Now you have in the next wide receiver spot, you have Nelson Aguilar, Greg Ward, Rashard Davis, Tim Wilson. Nelson Aguilar is going to be starting. We picked up his 5th-year option. I hope the guy's an Eagle the rest of his career. He's going to have a better year. I think Nelson Aguilar will have a better year this year, definitely. Greg Ward is another guy. Speedy, he plays outside and inside and has just had a great camp. He actually, he was out for, I think he had like a little ankle or knee injury or something. Like, I think it was an ankle injury. He got it taped up and he went back out. So, guy's not hurt. Guy's all right. Guy's good. Got a lot of speed, elusive. He's like another Aguilar, but just not a lower version of him. A guy that's getting a lot better. That's actually doing really well. So I could see Marcus Wheaton and Greg Ward making this team the final 2 wide receivers on this roster. So that's pretty exciting. Rashard Davis, okay camp, pretty quiet, but not going to make the team. Tim Wilson is a deep threat wide receiver. He actually was signed to see if he could make the team, and he actually did. From a really low, I think D2 school. I forgot what he was from. He's from a very low school. Deep threat, really good tape, but we'll see what happens with him. Oh, and going back to Rashard Davis, he was mostly for his kick returns and his punt returns. That's what he was known for in college. He was like 100-yard returns all the time. But I don't think he really made that with the kick returners at all because he's not on this roster for kick returners. So that's what I got to say about the wide receivers. Good group, good competition. Can't wait till preseason. The tight ends. Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, Richard Rodgers, Joshua Perkins, Billy Brown, Gannon Sinclair. Whoa, don't know that guy. Zach Ertz, of course, going to be starting. Going to have a better year this year. Hopefully he can break some tackles after the catches this year, get some yak yards. Dallas Goedert, 2nd-round pick that we just drafted this year, being unstoppable in the red zone, catching everything, doing everything you possibly could ask in a big man like Dallas Goedert. So had nothing to say about him. He's just unbelievable. Richard Rodgers, the ex-Green Bay tight end that's had pure moments. He was high in life as Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback, and then the past few years he's had really down years, became almost third string with the Green Bay Packers, and going to be a good rotational guy to put in there with all the other weapons that are on the field on offense. Joshua Perkins is actually another guy. I really don't know too much about him, but I heard he had a really pretty good camp. He catches almost anything. I want to see him in preseason. Kind of excited to see what he can actually do. Billy Brown's another tight end. The tight end room is pretty good. Billy Brown's another guy that can catch balls and can get separation, has done pretty good at camp. A lot of tight ends. Not all of them are going to be here with us, unfortunately. And the last guy, I have no idea who he is. Probably not going to do anything, most likely. So now I want to go to the offensive line, starting at left tackle, Jason Peters, Halapuli Vaitai, Jordan Mailata. I think Jordan Mailata will actually make this team just because there's no depth on this offensive line. We need guys. So I think Jason Peters, starting tackle, Vaitai is going to be the swing, and then Mailata is going to be like the third string, most likely, probably. I think he could make the team just because we have nobody. So that's with that. Left guard, Stefan Wisniewski, Chance Warmack, Aaron Evans. Don't like Chance Warmack, but I think he will be on. Unfortunately, I think Chance Warmack will be on the roster just because we have nobody at left guard. Aaron Evans, probably not. Center, Jason Kelsey, Isaac Samalo, John Toth, Ian Park. I think Jason Kelsey, one of the best centers in football. Isaac Samalo's been snapping the ball for the quarterback's head all camp. Been yelled at by people. Just been doing a really bad job. But another guy I think that could probably be on this team if he's not traded. Unfortunately, just because he knows he's been in the system for 2 years and there's really nothing else we can really do with him right now because we can't afford to get rid of him right now. I mean, we can, but you know how that is with him. John Toth, Ian Park, not going to make the team. Right guard, Brandon Brooks, Matt Pryor, Darrell Green. Brandon Brooks, gotta love Brandon Brooks. Got his first Pro. I think he got his first Pro Bowl this past year. Loves the front office, and it's just never had a problem. Every time I watched the Eagles game, never had a problem with Brandon Brooks. Never yelled at Brandon Brooks. Never had a problem with Brandon Brooks. Never had any problems with him at all. So he's doing absolutely amazing. Matt Pryor, Darrell Green. Matt Pryor, 5th round pick this year and is unstoppable, getting reps against our defensive line, doing a great job. Playing right guard, actually jumped in a right tackle once. But right guard is pretty solidified right now with Brandon Brooks in front with Matt Pryor behind. If they have to throw him to the left guard spot, Matt Pryor will do so. Time for the defense. Now we're going to start out with the DNs, okay? Brandon Graham, Chris Long, Josh Sweat, Danny Edzuku, Adam Reth, Derek Barnett, Michael Bennett, Steven Means, Joe Osmond. So those 3 guys that you have no idea who they are, they're not going to be on the team. Brandon Graham, Chris Long, Josh Sweat, Derek Barnett, Michael Bennett, Steven Means. So I'm going to all of them. They're all going to be playing. Steven Means is definitely going to be playing. Okay, Michael Bennett can go from a DN to D tackle. He can move in the one technique, the 3 technique. It doesn't matter. 9 technique. It doesn't matter where he is. He can line up anywhere. Brandon Graham can do the same thing. Steven Means has been, every time he gets in the game, he always makes plays, which is a blocked punt or he gets a sack on a quarterback. It doesn't matter. Steven Means is a great depth player. Great depth player. And you can't complain what Steven Means can actually do. Sorry, I got to charge this. What Steven Means can actually do. Derek Barnett has been practicing against Jason Peters all of camp, getting a lot of practice in, so we have a lot to do with that. He can get a lot done, and I have a lot of up. He's got a high ceiling. Derek Barnett has a high ceiling, for years to come. So, hey, there's no starters. This is literally rotation every 5 plays, and these guys are going to cause havoc. This is who they are. Chris Long is going to do his thing. Josh Sweat, I want to see what he can do. We drafted him this year at the end from Florida State. Has showed he's got speed during camp and could be a potential first-round steal if he produces the way he should. The defensive tackles. Now I want to go over Fletcher Cox, Destiny Vial, Elijah Qualls, Aziz Chateau, Timmy Jernigan, Haloti Ngata, Bruce Hector, Winston Craig. Fletcher Cox, unstoppable. Destiny Vial, Jim Schwartz said he had a pretty good camp. Elijah Qualls, 6th round pick last year. If he produces a lot better, he's a big boy. If he produces a lot better, can take on double teams to do what he's got to do. hey, we have somebody in Elijah Qualls. Bruce Hector, I don't think so. Winston Craig can't body. Timmy Jernigan's going to be out for 2 or 3 weeks, so maybe Elijah Qualls will get playing time just because Timmy Jernigan's going to be out, so they're going to have to bring somebody up. So that's that with that. Haloti Ngata is going to be a rotational guy. He's going to have a lot more energy, going to have a lot more of everything once this is all done. So I'm happy with this D tackle. Whole defensive line I'm happy with. This is just great. Yeah, I can't complain about it at all. The linebackers, outside linebackers. So you got Nathan Gary, Camu Grugier-Hill, Asante Brown, Nigel Bradham, Corey Nelson, Leroy Reynolds. So so Nathan Gary is getting the first team reps at will. Camu Grugier-Hill's coming in as is mixing in the reps with him a little bit. So Nate Gary has stepped up and turned from a safety to a linebacker from college to the NFL. Amazing. Can we see what he could do? It's all about the preseason. Linebackers got to step up. Leroy Reynolds, we signed him this year, came from the Falcons. Better special teamer than he is on a linebacker. So probably if you make special teams, he'll probably make it. Corey Nelson has just been... Corey Nelson is like the third string middle. It's just hasn't been doing good with him. Corey Nelson bringing in from Denver Broncos, get to compete for a starting spot for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I was pretty high on him, but it's going to come down to preseason with him as well, unfortunately. Kyle Wilson not going to make the team. In the middle linebacker spot, Jordan Hicks and Joe Walker. Them two will be on the team. Joe Walker will be on the team. Jordan Hicks got to stay healthy, and I hope he does. I'm fucking praying to God he does. So he's got to stay on the team. So we'll deal with that when the time comes. Cornerbacks, our favorite spot. Now we have Jalen Mills, Sidney Jones, Avonte Maddox, Chandon Sullivan. So Jalen Mills, they have Jalen Mills, Sidney Jones. Sidney Jones behind Jalen Mills. Avonte Maddox behind him, which makes sense because Chandon Sullivan's not doing anything. Avonte Maddox definitely had a better camp than Chandon Sullivan. The other cornerback spot, Ronald Darby, Rasul Douglas, Devontae Bosby, DJ Killings. They don't have Devontae Bosby's name highlighted for some reason. I don't know what that means. So these are just the outside quarter to the nickel spot corner projections as to who's really starting. So Jalen Mills, Ronald Darby, Sidney Jones. And then they got Rasul Douglas in front of Devontae Bosby. For the nickel spot, which is weird. And I don't know if that's going to be right. I think Bosby should get some playing time. I think Bosby will be... I don't know. I don't know. Too many corners, dude. Too many corners. I don't know what's going to happen. So this is going to be really confusing. So I'm not going to talk about it so much right now. It's going to be very confusing because they've got a lot of guys. So down to preseason, who could play the most, who could play. So... you're really excited about that. For the safeties, Malcolm Jenkins, Trey Sullivan, Jeremy Reeves. So Malcolm Jenkins, the starting safety, one of the starting safeties with Trey Sullivan behind him. That's good. Jeremy Reeves is still learning. Probably not going to make the team at all. They're not going to keep that many safeties. The other safety spot, Rodney McLeod, Corey Graham, Chris Marco, Stephen Roberts. Rodney McLeod, starter. Corey Graham, we just signed him. He's back. He can take in for Malcolm when you move him all over the field. Corey Graham is a great tackler, great veteran presence. We're going to keep him around. Chris Maragos, he's mostly there for special teams. You'll never see him in the safety spot during the season. Never going to happen. So that's with that. Stephen Roberts not even going to make the team. So all we're down to is special teams right now. Cameron Johnson's the punter. I've not liked this guy. I've watched him on that fucking full practice, and he just looks like he kicked from the 22 and only got to the 40. I don't know, maybe I'm just making a big fucking deal out of it. I don't know. They never had a punter. After getting rid of Donnie Jones, never really done anything, like no competition with the punting spot. I mean, punts are fucking important. I mean, you kick from the 20 to the fucking 50 or the 48, you're fucked. So a lot of shit can go down with this punter, and hopefully, preseason we'll give him a lot of practice, but we'll see where he goes with Cameron Johnson. Jake Elliott's the kicker. He will be the kicker. Rick Lovato's the holder, the long snapper. That's it with that. So, kick returners, Darren Sproles, Corey Clement, Nelson Aguilar. Great. I don't mind that at all. Punt returners, Darren Sproles, Corey Clement, Nelson Aguilar. Same thing. So, Nelson Aguilar is fast, but I'd rather not have him return punts or kicks. We need him out on the field, healthy, ready to go. This is your depth chart presented to us before the first preseason game. And I hope you guys enjoy, because I'm going to enjoy watching this game Thursday. And that's pretty much it. So I will see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry it was too long. I'm going to try to cut it down a little bit of a notch. And that's about it. So Shake Squad up. Fly goes fly.